This is Greg Troutwine with Maritime Reporter TV, and we're very pleased to be joined today by a pair of executives from Hempel, Michael Hansen, the EVP and Chief Commercial Officer, and Dorthe Scherling Nielsen, the Head of Sustainability and Government Affairs, to discuss this company's business in the maritime and offshore energy sectors, its stated plan to double its revenues by 2025, and its path to sustainability. So to set the stage, can you provide an overview of Hempel today, a by the numbers look, if you will, using the metrics of your choice?
So Hempel is a global coating company founded more than 100 years ago in Copenhagen, Denmark, but today present across the globe, delivering coating solutions across primarily 4 sectors. It's the maritime, it is infrastructure, it's decorative, and it's energy. In 2020, we finalized the year with a revenue of around 1.5 billion euros, and really set out on a course towards doubling in size over the next 5 years, continuing to work with our customers on sustainable coating solutions and really working on solving some of their biggest challenges when it comes to corrosion protection and also kind of energy efficiency.
Can you put in perspective the maritime and the offshore piece to the cumulative whole?
Sure. So the company was actually founded in the maritime sector, and that is still today our legacy business. It's around 400 million euros, or you could say a quarter of our revenue today pertains to the maritime sector. And when it comes to energy, we typically bundle both kind of traditional oil and gas and renewable energy together into our energy sector. And that's around 250 million euros. So that would be 16% of our turnover today.
So let's discuss for a moment Hempel's future proof. Your ambitious goal to double your revenue by 2025 while dramatically cutting your own and your customers' carbon footprint. How do you plan to achieve the goal, and what do you see as the biggest challenge to hurdle?
So I'm happy to respond to that question. So at Hempel, our purpose is to shape a brighter future with sustainable coating solutions. And one of our key ambitions is to drive CO2 emissions for our own operations to zero by 2025, even as we grow. And to achieve this, we'll do 3 things. We'll continue to reduce energy consumption. We'll transition to 100% renewable electricity, and we'll shift to electric vehicles and equipment wherever possible. We're also going to work strategically across our value chain to reduce our impact. We have committed to setting science-based targets in accordance with the 1.5 degree pathway. And this will be a really big undertaking for us, a game changer. It will have a big impact on how we operate our business, how we run our factories, how we select our suppliers, and how we produce our products. For our customers, we've committed to reducing CO2 with at least 30 million tons. And one driver to achieve this goal is products like Hempegard X7. Its anti-fouling qualities reduce friction and improve fuel efficiency of the ships. So all in all, reducing our CO2 footprint is very much a key focus for us.
While the revenue target is stated, can you share with me the profitability target, as I'll assume that dramatically reducing the carbon footprint will require a hefty investment?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I think sustainability and profitability are not mutually exclusive. In many ways, sustainability is good business and will often generate savings. So for example, our goal is to improve our energy efficiency with 3 to 7% annually, and this will also generate savings. That said, sometimes bold decisions will need to be made and bigger investments will likely also be needed. So, for example, we've asked all our factories to map how they can phase out fuel-driven equipment and transition to electric equipment. Also, we will be redirecting existing funds towards more sustainable options. For example, our R&D function will introduce sustainability criteria into their design process. I also think it's worth mentioning that Hempel is owned by the Hempel Foundation, and this unique ownership structure really enables us to take a long-term perspective on growth, sustainability, and corporate responsibility.
The sustainability word is an interesting one. And again, by virtue of myself being in this business for 30 years, sometimes we get hooked on keywords, and sometimes sustainability might just be bandied about as a marketing slogan. Can you concisely describe what sustainability means in the context of Hempel?
Sure thing. To us, sustainability is about taking a holistic approach, and our future-proof framework contains both social and environmental aspects, and it cuts across our value chain. So the four pillars of the framework, performance, products, people, and partners, focus Hempel's efforts and commitments where we can have the biggest impact. A couple of examples here. One of our key priorities is to break the link between our growth and our environmental footprint. And this means that we will double in size, but our environmental footprint will not. Carbon neutrality, science-based targets, and increased circularity in products and packaging, and phasing out hazardous substances are all examples of how we are driving towards breaking the link. Also, sustainability means focusing on social aspects as well. And at Hempel, we want all our employees to feel that they are respected and treated fairly, and that everybody brings their whole self to work. And this is why inclusion and diversity is high on our agenda. So we'll focus on gender, ethnicity, age, differently abled, and sexual orientation. And for example, we have a goal to have 30% women in management and in our general workforce by 2025. And we will also strengthen inclusive and unbiased recruitment procedures. So sustainability leadership to us means shaping the future and staying one step ahead and wiring sustainability into everything we do. For us, sustainability is not just about a few initiatives here and there. It's really, truly about business transformation.
You touched on a few of the points previously, but can you discuss specific changes underway or planned that are designed to make your business and manufacturing processes sustainable?
Absolutely. So we'll integrate sustainability into the way we do business. For example, investment decisions, M&A, bonus programs, and product development. And this commitment to wiring sustainability into our decision-making will have a big impact. So we will constantly evolve our offer and build compelling new value propositions for our customers. We'll pioneer new ways to combine services and digital technology and products to really deliver transformative solutions that support customer sustainability goals. And we'll also introduce several initiatives to make our manufacturing process more sustainable, reducing energy consumption, transitioning to renewables, but also electrifying our equipment and introducing more circularity will have a significant impact on reducing our environmental footprint. And we will also begin working more strategically with our suppliers. For example, we'll encourage them to transition to renewable electricity. And ultimately, we will be moving away from suppliers who don't live up to our expectations in the sustainability space. Also, I think it's worth mentioning that as a company, we have always had a strong social commitment. And this goes back to our founder, J.C. Hempel, and his values. But we want to extend our existing social commitment even further. We talk about our Hempel family, and that family includes our personal families as well. So we'll introduce a framework offering support to education for even more children of our employees. And we'll also provide options for financial support to spouses who wish to start up a small business or need support for upskilling. So lots of important initiatives underway.
On that sustainability thread, obviously decarbonization is a driving force across many industries today, particularly the global maritime sector. How does Hempel and marine coatings fit into the decarbonization discussion?
I think first of all, then I'm personally super happy that it is a part of the agenda. I've been in this business for 25 years or so, and now finally we're having a real conversation, a committed conversation across the value chain about driving towards decarbonization. And as a coating manufacturer, we actually have a unique opportunity of contributing very directly and immediately. So one example of that, Dorthe just mentioned, our fouling defense, Hempel 7. And what that really is, it's a silicone solution that enables the ship to maintain speed level during the 5-year intervals between dockings. In other words, you reduce your bunker consumption during that period. So here we have the element of actually sustainability and profitability going hand in hand. we're reducing the operational cost of the fleet, and we're significantly reducing the CO2 emission from the vessels. So over the course of the last 6-7 years, we've applied more than 2,000 ships with HempelGuard X7, and in doing so, actually reduced their emission by more than 20 million tons of CO2. So I think it's a unique opportunity, but it's also an obligation we have, and it's one that all of our employees are truly engaged in.
Now I'd like to turn the talk to a moment to research and development, because I understand that GrowHub is Hempel's new incubator for product development and innovation. To start, can you discuss how GrowHub materially is different from Hempel's traditional R&D efforts?
Yeah, happy to. So we spent a great deal of time in 2020 working through our new strategy, formulating what we call double impact. Double impact is also a strategy about new innovation. It's a strategy about how can we be relevant for our customers, not just today, but also in the coming years. Traditionally, the coating companies, including Hempel, have been incredibly focused on the product side, developing new products, superior products, etc. But what we see with GrowHub is an opportunity to combining digitization, product development, and actually services as well. So if you take these three elements and you put them together in a unique solution, then all of a sudden we can deliver sophisticated solutions to our customers, supported with data. We can make solutions that are both addressing kind of a service need and a product need. So we have started with GrowHub as an incubator because we really want to permeate a culture of innovation within the company, but innovation that goes beyond just thinking in the can, but actually also outside the can, including digitization and services.
Okay, no, that's fascinating, Michael. And again, there's so many paths to go down. Now, is GrowHub a strictly an internal effort, or will you be engaging outside industry stakeholders as well?
So you could say initially it's an internal effort where we are, as we speak, putting the team together, getting the right competences around the table. But as we progress, we'll be working primarily with our customers to identify what are truly the most urgent needs that they have in the respective industries. And then subsequently also combining that effort with industry players who can help us, because oftentimes, let's be honest, the solution does not sit with any one company. Often the solutions, they come when we put our minds together and we combine our competences. So you will see Hempel combine with or joining forces with other players to zoom in on those industry problems, the challenges that our customers have.
So looking again through that maritime and offshore energy lens, where do you see opportunity by market niche, by geographic region, by both in the coming 5 years?
Sure. So if we look at it from a market point of view or geographical definition, I think Asia Pacific is already today a key market for us, but it's also a market that we continue to see significant opportunities in. Your own home market in North America, we also see opportunities. So we do not today have a strong position in North America, but we are engaged with both kind of the development of renewable energy in North America, but also the traditional oil and gas sector. And I think the combination of those two is something we're going to see much more of in the coming years as well, where the traditional oil and gas majors will also be engaging in offshore activities, renewable activities. And that's a space that we're particularly familiar with, and hence we can potentially also support them in their efforts. So we see, North America as a really important opportunity for us in the coming years, and then really applying that knowledge we have here from Europe, from the new renewable sector as one example.
Today, unfortunately, no business discussion can be had without discussing COVID-19. Can you discuss how the pandemic has materially impacted Hempel to date?
Yeah, so we were as unprepared as everyone else as it hit us at the beginning of 2020. But I think we were successful in rallying the organization around some key priorities. First of all, the safety of all of our colleagues, making sure that our colleagues, wherever they were in the world and their families, that they were safe. And if there's anything we could do to support their individual situations, so a lot of effort is still going into that, and we take that incredibly serious. The second point was business continuity, working with our customers on making sure that they could actually continue their business during these challenging times. So we had an incredible busy 2020 as our customers were challenged in their realities in their industries. But I'm happy to say that as we kind of exited 2020, we look back on a year that was challenging indeed, but where we managed to grow our business, and we did that in a responsible way and by really teaming up with our customers around the world.
Okay. I just have one final question, and perhaps it's a bit early, but are there any silver linings that you see emerging from the pandemic? Changes enacted because of the pandemic that will have a stick around and positively impact your business's practices moving forward?
As you said, it's still early days, but at least some of the reflections we've had is that we have learned something about our own business agility in terms of reacting, responding to particular kind of needs of our customers, to particular situations and so. And I think we've been able to kind of conduct our business in a different way and do changes faster than we would otherwise have done. Something we often hear is about digitization, and that has been true for us as well. We've had to also kind of accelerate our efforts there. But we've also been able to conduct a truly global business without flying. So we have not flown around the world as we would normally do. We've been able to reduce the CO2 emission from this travel while still conducting our business and engaging with our customers and our colleagues. If you'd asked me 1 year ago, I would have said that was impossible. So we have learned something, and our, let's call it, traditional ways of doing business have been tested, and we found there's different ways actually of doing successful business, also under stress.